Well, good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to share with you what the Avian vet had to talk about. As you can see on Lewis's chest and her leg area, she's been losing feathers. And this has started several months ago. I thought she was just molting like she has in the past over the years. As I mentioned in my other video, I've had her since 2013 and have never had no health issues. This is the first time. I've dealt with her molting before, so that's just what I thought it was. But as the months went by, it started to just get worse and worse. She seems to be eating the same as she always has. She seems to be playing and doing everything that she normally did. It's just that she was losing feathers. And part of me felt like, well, is she plucking? Has she stressed out? You know, we had some changes in the home with bringing more animals in. We introduced Buck, we introduced Lucy. But she was used to being introduced to different animals. When she first came to live with me, of course she had to get used to Taco. And back then I had a chocolate lab named Fancy. And so she got to know all of them. And of course she knew Uncle Burt because she used to live with Uncle Burt. She was my mom's boyfriend's bird, and he raised her from an egg. And after he had a stroke, it was just too hard for my mom's health to continue to take care of Lewis. So I brought Lewis up to live with me. My two sons, my chocolate lab Fancy, and of course my little chihuahua Taco. Sadly, Fancy passed away in May of 2014 at the age of 15. She lived a good, healthy, long, happy life. I raised her from the age of 6 weeks old, and we just loved her. She was a big part of our family. And needless to say, the issue of her feather loss wasn't totally about the change in the house. So we figured there had to be something else going on. So I decided to call around to find an avian vet. There is only a handful in the state of Wisconsin, but I found one in Madison who actually owns an African Grey, so I felt comfortable bringing Lewis to her. She suggested that we do a blood panel, and so I allowed her to do that, and we found out that she had a calcium deficiency, and she was deficient in vitamin A, plus her electrolytes were very low. So the suggestion from the avian vet was that we change up her diet a bit, change the brand of pellets that she was eating. So she asked me to cut out her seeds and nuts, to get rid of her scrambled eggs and fruit, and to focus on a pellet diet and fresh vegetables, along with a variety of legumes and noodles. So it's been a few weeks now since we changed all of that. She also suggested that I should get another cage for Lewis, one that's away from all of the excitement in the living room with the 5 dogs and the cat and everything else that goes on. They say that they like to be involved with the family, but 5 dogs, mainly the big 3 dogs, when they're rambunctious, it really could be stressful for her. So the avian vet suggested that I get another cage to put in my bedroom, a place where she can come in and sleep at night when I go to bed, but also if it's getting too crazy out in the living room and I'm having to go somewhere for a few hours, I should take her into the bedroom where she can be a little quiet and undisturbed from all the craziness of the playing of the big dogs. So what I've noticed over the last few weeks since we started this regiment, added the extra cage, It seems that we're seeing feather growth around her neck. All of the underlaying furry feather areas is all growing back, and we're looking to see some actual feathers coming back in. Her chest is still pretty bare, but I noticed that there is little stubbles coming in on there and her legs. So I just pray that she continues to get better, and we plan on continuing this diet for the rest of her life so that she can stay healthy. And I will be taking her back to the vet in 3 to 6 months to do some more blood work to make sure we're on the right track. So we will continue to give snuggles and loving and healthier pellets and food. A little update on Uncle Burt. He did go to the vet, and they said that he has a heart disease, and he has been given 2 medications that he has to take every day. One is a water pill to keep the fluid off of his heart, and the other one's specifically for his heart. And he'll have to continue to do that for the rest of his life. But now that he's on that, he's doing so much better. The only drawback to one of his medications is that sometimes he has no control over when he has to go pee. So I've had to buy some diapers for him. But he only has to wear them once in a while, mainly when I have him on furniture, just to make sure he doesn't have no accidents. He does try to tell me when he has to go to the bathroom sometimes, but sometimes he just doesn't have no control over it. But beyond that, he's happy. And now that he's doing better, I'm hoping that we can do his dental work in December so that he continue to stay healthy.